So, good evening, everyone present here. So, today I would like to introduce our alumni guest, Mr. Uwais Pathan. So, he has completed his MBA from UPS in 2025 and is currently working with Akasa Airline in a field of revenue management. So, his journey from being a student at UPS to working in a reputed airline is truly inspiring, especially for those of us interested in aviation industry. So welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Arman. It's really pleasure to have you mention me by such big words. And so humble request during the session, can you just call me by my name? No need to call, no need to have the formalities of saying sir and everything. You can just call me by my name always. That'll be fine.
So before we proceed further, I would like to introduce with my team pods. So first we have Mr. Nikhil Singh Tomar, and then we
Hi,
have
Nikhil.
Miss
Hi,
Vaishali
always.
Bera,
Hi. Good evening.
It was nice
and
meeting
then
you to connect
Hi,
with
Good
us.
evening.
Jasmine.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Good evening.
and
The
then we
pleasure is the
have
same.
Khushi Rana.
Hi, Ovis.
Hi, Kushi.
So Uwais bhai, what do you like the most about working in the industry and your company Akasa?
So basically, I am currently employed at Akasa here, and it is in aviation industry. So the thing I most like about my industry is that it is completely dynamic. Even a smallest change can affect the overall industry. As you can see, the currently Middle East war going on, we sufficiently see that it will be affecting only a portion of the industry. But as we come to down, we can see that it's affecting a large part of it. So we have a person need to be dynamic to be a part of this industry. And as I talk about Akasa, Akasa is a market disruptor. As I say, uh, it's just only 4 years and it's growing fast. It's just a airline who've got the 38th aircraft incoming in just four span years of time and maintaining 90% PLF overall and aiming towards more profitability and serving more passengers. So the thing most I like about is that I am a part of a younger airline. I've got things that I can do whatever I want, not as an industry which is 20 or 25 years old, which have layman down strict terminologies and etc. I can do changes according to me. The airlines provide that leniency towards it.
So, uh, what makes an airline successful in a competitive market like India?
So as we talk about Indian market is a relatively price sensitive market. Even a smallest change in the price can affect your overall PLF. So to capture the Indian domestic market, you have to be mindful of the prices as well as you have to also aim to maximize revenue. So in both terms, you have to make sure that you are not overly price uncompetitive in the market and still maintaining the profitability over the course of years.
So now I would like to request Nikhil to continue.
I always, I would like to ask, like, what exactly does revenue management means in the airline? Like, how does the
Uh,
airline generate a revenue?
so basically, if we talk about airline generating revenue, there are multiple fields in which an airline generate revenue. The primary aim is to get sell seats and get the revenue. Then come the ancillary part, where services which are not directly linked to your traveling, then they can generate the part. For example, and if I tell you by example, basic revenue would be selling the seat. First part, ancillary would be seat selection, your meal selection. Second part, third part would be your cargo revenue, whatever the cargo revenue you see while traveling. And the fourth part would be the advertisement that all other airlines, whenever you travel through airlines, you see an advertisement on your boarding pass or either on your seat. So airlines also generate revenue through it. So my basic job is to maximize passenger revenue, which is the main streamline revenue job. So my aim to maximize revenue through maximizing PRAS, through maximizing the PLF factor.
What is
Okay.
PLF?
And
PLF would be the number of percentage seats occupied, percentage of load factor. So, for example, if there are 100 seats in an aircraft and I am filling only 80 seats, so its PLF would be 80
80
percentage.
80%. Okay.
Yes.
So, I would like to also ask, what are the main responsibilities in your role? Like, what are the main role in the company?
So my main responsibility is to maintaining a good amount of PLF overall terms and maintaining a good aiming to achieve whatever the targets company PRAS gives to us, and making sure the company earns maximum revenue through whatever decisions I make.
And what we can learn if we pursue career in the aviation industry or in the airline management. So, can you give some advice to us?
So if I tell you by example, as a fresher, when I joined this company, I was handed over the metro segment. So metro segment are the most dynamic in nature. Usually, the metro sector gets filled under 0 to 2, NDO 0 or NDO 1. NDO 0 could be like from numbers of day to departure. So when you are handling such kind of markets, you need to be quite dynamic in nature too. You need to understand that market can flip in just a second. Suddenly you are selling at 6,000, the next moment you see that it might be selling at 80,000, 18,000, 25,000. So you have to effectively manage. You have to be so much dynamic in nature that there would be opportunities to upsell in this situation. So how good are you at catching those opportunities and maximizing revenue for your organization? So when I'm working in this organization, it helps me becoming a dynamic person. It helps me becoming a proactive person. It helps me understanding more of opportunities where I can learn and where I can capitalize at it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Oves. Now, um, like, how are the price of tickets can be decided in the airline? Like,
So
what are
there are
the
multiple.
price of different destinations are decided?
So there are multiple factors by which a price of an airline is getting determined. For example, it would be on the basis of the stage length, whatever the stage length is whatever the government taxes it includes. For example, airport charges for both the airports. Then come the SGST part, the GST part. Then comes the whether the company is charging fuel surcharge, which is called as YQ charges, which we currently got to know as the currently fuel charges are rising. So basically, a few price is determined by the stage length. Then, whatever the taxes the government, whatever the taxes the airport charge, then would be your overall revenue maximization which you aim. So, for example, if you are entering in a market of Bombay, Delhi, so you first see whatever the stage length is, whatever the taxes are, and then you see what the OL is selling, other competitive airlines are selling, and at what position would you like to place yourself. So these all play
Okay.
factors in determining the price of a ticket.
Okay. So, as my last question is that what are the tools the airline can use for pricing and forecasting? Like, what are the upcoming passengers and what generates revenue maximization in the airline?
So basically, we use multiple applications, multiple tools to help us determining the forecast and maximizing revenue, such as Sabre. Sometimes we use Power BI. Sometimes we also need the help of the forecasting techniques, forecasting methods, which all the analysts use. So these all the some tools which are used by every analyst, and each and every analyst has a different role on how he determines the forecast and how he tries to maximize. So each analyst could have different views, which can have different tools to maximize revenue.
Thank you so much, Ovesh. It was nice talking to you. Now the Khushi will continue further.
Okay, OS. So, you have mentioned OLS. So, I just wanted to know what it is.
So basically, OAL would be other airlines, other service
OL.
carriers.
Okay.
OAL,
OAL.
yes.
Okay. So, my questions will be focusing upon the recruitment and selection part.
Okay.
So, I will be asking you questions regarding your experience. How was your experience with Akasa while you were interviewing? So, my first question would be uh, when the hiring team is looking at the CV of the fresher, so what is the first thing that can catch the attention of the recruiters in the resume?
So thank you, Kushi. I'll begin with what all the requirements or what would be the eye catching in your resume would be the skill set that you present to the interviewer. that the skill set that you mentioned in your CV. For example, you have mentioned your analytical skills. For mentioning you have proactive approach, and second would be your work experience. So, asly you are freshers, your internship experiences, what are projects that you have completed during your internship. These all become your eye catchers during the CV selections.
Okay, so any certifications that we have to do prior to our interviews?
So there's no hard and fast rule that you need to do certain amount of certification. It will be really good that if you do at least 3 or 4 projects during your internship, if you are either at
Mhm.
the airport or either at the airline, it will be really helpful for you during your interview process. And as we talk about other certification, you can have Microsoft Excel, you can have Power BI in certification. That'll be cherry on the top for sure.
What was the last one?
The Power BI, the Power BI
Okay.
certification, the analysis certifications, which are vividly available over.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, for the role like yours, what are the main stages of hiring? Like you can explain it with your experience with Akasa, the interview that you had. So,
Uh,
what
so
was the
first,
process?
So firstly, our CVs were sent to the respective teams. Then they shortlisted it. Then was the first analytical round where the two panelists were conducting an interview, were giving me situation-based questions where I have to present my perspective of how I'm going to solve this particular solution or particular issue. Then the first round was completed. Second round was more of a knowledge test, that what all knowledge set do I have, what all I have mentioned in my CV, can I justify it or not? For example, if I justified that I'm a problem solver, how am I a problem solver? So I have to give example that during certain presentation, some issue arrived, and how as a team I worked, and how my suggestion helped solving the problem. And the final round was with the VP. So in that round, we have to basically it was a conversation regarding how an aviation work, how industry work, what are my thinking about this industry, and what all I can expect from Akasa that'll help me when I join.
Okay, so there were basically three, 4 rounds.
Yes.
Okay, so my next question would be that what kind of internship or project work do you think that will make us stand out? Anything in particular?
So we can see that currently the industry is going through rapid changes, and each day multiple challenges are coming to the overall industry. The best thing as a fresher you can do is equip yourself with the good amount of tools and experiences, with good amount of projects that you can undertake, whether you are at your internship during the airport, whether you are internship at your airline. Multiple projects will definitely going to help you in understanding and outshining during your interview process.
Okay, so what according to you becomes the deciding factor in the end? What is that one behavioral skill or competency that will make the recruiter decide that yes, this is the candidate that we're looking for?
So I'll answer this on the basis of my perspective. If I am on the other side of the table, if I am
Yes.
conducting an interview, I'll be looking a person who is ready to learn. I may reject a person who have a lot of knowledge, but is quite resistant to learn new things. A
Mm.
person who is ready to learn, who is ready to change, is far good than a person who have a abundant knowledge. So according to me, learning skills. Are you ready to learn new things? Are you ready to change yourself in new ways? Because there will be changes. Change is the only constant that we can expect from this industry. So are you ready to adapt to those changes? So that will be, according to me, on personal skills would be that skill that are you a good learner? Are you a good analytical person? Are you handle pressure on a good note? So these are qualities I would look in a candidate if I am on the other side of the table.
Okay, so that would be flexibility and willingness to learn.
Yes. Thank you for completing me.
Yes. So Yeah, that's all from my end, Oves. Next, we have Vaishali who will be answering a few questions.
Hi, Uvesh. So, my question is to you is that like, have you seen freshers struggle in this role? Like, what was the main reason for that?
So, well, I've seen a few freshers struggle. If I talk about myself, even I was struggling a bit during the starting. When I joined this company, I was handling I was handling a difficult sector. So sometimes situations can be favorable and sometimes situation can't. For example, aviation is a market. Airline works on demand. So sometimes demand can be generated and sometimes there is no demand. For instance, I was handling a sector which was suffering from demand, and as a fresher I was starting to begin panicking. I even tried to crash down the market, but my manager helped me. He make me understand that sometimes crashing the market is not the answer. He make me understand that sometimes there will be no demand irrespective of what you do. So it's better sometimes to learn, sometimes to sit back and just see whether the market will reconcile or not.
Okay, all right. So, if you had to pick one habit or skill that guarantees the success in this field, so what it would be?
Consistency. Consistency
Okay.
would be the number one thing that I'll pick in success of this industry. That how consistent are you to your decisions? How consistent are you to your field? How consistent are to your promises, to your work, to your responsibilities?
Okay, all right. So, my last question to you would be like, what behavior shows you that a person can handle pressure and fast decisions?
Uh, so honestly speaking, there's no hard fast rule that a person might be handling a situation good and might not be. We can only take example or we can only imagine that the person can handle based on his experiences.
Okay.
What all experiences he had. For example, during an internship, he has to go through multiple projects. In one project, he was fumbled as he have to talk to multiple stakeholders. And during that stakeholder meeting, he would have been facing multiple pressure. How he effectively managed that pressure, how he handled the situation. So these are small things would be I'll be getting from your CV or from your internship experiences.
Okay. All right. So that's all from my end. Now, Arman will conclude.
Sir, I want to ask one question that after 1 month we are going for our internship. So I have a very keen interest of airside operations. I want to be a part of that department. So what I have to do, what I have to show them that they can give me that opportunity to work in airside.
So, first of all, I would like to wish all of you all the best for your upcoming internship. And the thing that you mentioned, what all qualities that a airside person would be looking would be how much proactive you are. Because even a slightest incident on your airside could cause a massive impact. For example, recently you saw a post where SpiceJet and Akasa's aircraft were hit by each other.
Their wings
Uh,
collided each other.
their wings collided with each other. So this was a one of the example that even the slightest mistake as airside could cost millions and millions of dollars. So how proactive you are, you have to be quite hesitant. You have to be, if I say in a very easy terminology, you have to be handle the pressure. Because at airside, if you are, I've been an intern during my internship at Guwahati Airport. I've worked at airside operations, so it was approximately 12 hours of shift. We have to be under sun at least 6 hours during the day. Even if it was raining, it was not. We have to complete the project. We have to coordinate with the airline member. Then we have to coordinate with our supervisors who were there during the air site at Guwahati Airport. So on superficially, I would say that you have to be quite good in understanding, good in observing things, good in raising alarms if any situation goes south. So that's all I would suggest you to be.
So thank you
Also,
so much, Umesh.
one more question from my end.
Yes.
So, recently, due to the Iran war, airlines have sent a notification that they are about to shut down or their operations might shut down because of increase in the prices of fuel. So, what is your perspective on this? Your view on this? Is
So
it
whatever
really
view
going to happen?
So whatever view as I'm sharing today, I'm sharing on an individual personal perspective. I'm not sharing
Yes.
from a company perspective. So if as an individual, I see that it is a very big challenge if we see current situation of the geopolitics that the world is in a very fragile situation, rising ATF cost, Air India cutting more than 100 of their regular flights to the European countries, and due to the ongoing issue with the SpiceJet and we can see that there's a high increase in costing for overall aviation for all the airlines. All are struggling to maintain to cope up with this kind of a situation. But I think Indian government will always be there to help the aviation industry, and I'm sure that with the help of the government, the situation will get good in the upcoming months. As the situation would cool down, we'll see new good coming up players. There won't be a chance of complete shutdown, as the government I am hoping would definitely intervene in between and help the aviation industry. So there are very few chances of aviation industry going down. There will be always challenges for this industry. Even a person who sneezes in north gets affected in the aviation industry if even if it's sitting in south. There is a saying. So every situation have their impact on aviation industry, but it is not an industry that is going to shut down. It'll prosper for sure in the upcoming years, as India is currently growing market, and with that growing market, aviation industry was also good.
So, any further questions?
No.
So I would like to just say thank you for all for listening me quite goodly, and the questions you brought up were really good. And I'm sorry if I didn't give you proper answers. If that was the issue, I hope I was good at giving answers and I was good at getting your assignments done up.
It was a great learning
Yes, it was insightful.
and it was good meeting you.
Thank you very much, and I'll
Mhm.
sure be there to help you all whenever you feel any situations, any problem regarding placement, or you need any kind of a guide. I didn't had a guide, so I tried to be a big elder alumni who always try to be for their juniors. So I'll always there to help you all.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Uvesh,
you so
Thank you
much.
for
so
Thank
sharing
you
your
much.
very much.
experience
Thank you
with
so
us.
much for giving your valuable time.
Thank you very much. So I hope you all had a great day. Good night from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye. Have a great day.